We're back with the new episode of Real in the Field. I got to take a little moment to do some house cleaning and thank some of the listeners that we've got coming in. I've been seeing the analytics, and we've got listeners from South Korea. We've got listeners from Ireland. We've got listeners from India, from Mumbai.
We're all over the world.
Yeah, worldwide. So thank you to everybody who's listening, and thank you to everybody who's also been reaching out to our sponsors and buying cigars. We're getting some feedback there, and people are buying, taking advantage of that 20% discount. I mean, everyone goes to DK's. We don't need analytics on that.
And Paul Market.
Yeah,
for sure.
So thank you to all of our listeners who are supporting our show sponsors and going out and getting donuts and cigars and some construction and sandwiches.
Right on.
So we're going to get into it. We're going to switch gears a little bit this episode. You know, typically we talk about football, and but you can't ignore the big news that's going on with Shohei Ohtani, what is going on with his contract, what the Angels are going to do. They're in this, I mean, they're in a pickle, but they're also in a pretty, you know, they stand to make some, I don't know, money or get some pretty good trades if they ended up deciding to let them loose.
Yeah, I mean, this past year, because I think the age of my kids and our kids, we've been going to a lot more games.
Oh, yeah.
The spring training. So we've been following them and watching the games and really getting into it.
Yeah.
Ohtani's having an MVP dynamite year.
Dude, that guy is a freak.
On the mound, everywhere.
Yeah.
And the Angels are getting to that time to where they got to make a decision. Last year of his contract, and they either have to get rid of him, get what they can, or they keep him. Yeah, or you keep him throughout the year.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that year, you try to get him back. But
so we'll set the stage a little bit. August is the deadline.
August 1, yeah.
You need to make a decision on what you're going to do. Are you going to try and trade this guy away and see what the market's going to bring you? What realistically do you think Angels can pick up if you're going to trade away arguably one of the best baseball players to ever play the game? I mean, I know it's
of this generation.
I mean, they make some of the talking heads make comparisons to Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
You know, when you invoke that name, you better mean it, and you better have some numbers to back it up. And he does. I mean, we don't have stat sheets in front of us, but just go Google it, and you can see what he's been doing this season.
Yeah, but the Angels need to make the hard decision. Do you sell away the best player, most popular player?
Yeah.
Brings in the fans.
Oh,
but
man.
You're so far out of first now. They've been on a losing skid, right? Well, right now when this episode's coming out, we're in the All-Star break.
Right.
So Home Run Derby happened, the All-Star game happened, right? So like it's right around the corner. They need to figure it out.
And Angels really, I mean, it's almost sad, you know, and saying this as a lifelong Angels fan, it's sad seeing players wither away out here, you know, and there hasn't been really, the Angels haven't been competitive for a pretty long time. It's been a lot of ups and downs. Start of the season, you got so much
Dude, they were crushing it.
Yeah.
And they were playing all the cupcakes.
But then all of a sudden, you know, like you said, they go on this losing streak, and then you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think they've lost 10 in a row, or gosh, something ridiculous. They've lost quite a bit. Guys are getting hurt. Trout's out. Rendon looks like he doesn't even want to be on the team.
He just wants to go out and fight people.
Dude, that guy needs to. That was probably one of the worst signings.
Yeah, you think so?
Dude, he's awful.
Yeah.
But you got to get something for him. You're not going to make a run. At this point, you're not going to win.
Yeah, but is it worth it?
You're not going to win the division. You're barely going to get it in the wild card, if that, and you're probably not.
That's going to be a long shot too. But is it worth it to keep one of the most marketable players? I mean, forget just what he does on the field. Okay, I know we talk about the business aspect of all of this. Business decision right here.
Well, this is
a TV ratings. People in the stands, jersey sales. I mean, when we go to the games, they're when Ohtani's pitching on a Wednesday, it's a full stadium.
And those ticket prices are a little more,
a little pricey. Yeah. And I will say, Angels, as bad as Angels have been for, a decade or however long it's been, the Angels still sell tickets. You can still get people in the seats.
Yeah,
but
the games are fun, for
yeah,
sure.
but it's more so with him there and what he's bringing to just Southern California and Angels baseball. Where do you go? Where do you go if you're Ohtani?
Well, the stuff I've read and heard is that he loves the weather.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to go back east and,
No.
Yankees, or I heard the Mets a little bit. I've heard
Yeah.
that talk. But he's going to stay in California.
There's there's two other places, but realistically, where are you going to go?
The Dodgers.
He's going to go, if he goes anywhere.
Well, and the contract's going to be close to like $500 million.
Jesus. Yeah.
And there's only a couple of organizations that could do that.
The
Dodgers are one.
Yeah, I mean that is a global brand. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to go anywhere and finish out and just kind of ride this season that he's having,
I know.
and career that he's having, man, go over there. And I think maybe when he signed with the Angels, there wasn't the DH in the NL. And it was kind of, he wanted to go to an American League team so that he could, pitch and hit. And that just wasn't an option then. Now you got designated hitter in the NL. It just kind of opens everything up.
Okay, so say you're the owner of the Angels. You're Artie Moreno.
Oh, Jesus. I would sell the team at this point. Just, you remember there was like some talk of it? Like he was
this year.
Yeah.
There was talk of it because there was like zoning issues and the parking lot.
Oh, dude.
And like expanding and who really bought the stadium. There was like some shady articles that came out. Local articles that came out.
Yeah. All right, so sell the team, first of all. That's what I would do is if I were Artie Moreno.
Okay, let's just say you're not going to sell the team.
All
In
right.
this scenario, you have Ohtani. You're not gonna get into first.
Yeah.
You got an outside shot at the wild card. Mike Trout is hurt. Rendon's a bust.
Yeah.
What do you do?
No, I do everything I can to keep that player on my roster. Everything. You throw everything at it. You give them. You raise beer prices by $1.50 and make some room in your budget to keep that guy on board. I mean, he's the most prolific player right now. I mean, it's amazing seeing him. How are you going to take that away from your fan base?
Okay, so the season ends.
Yeah.
Then now you are competing against the Dodgers, the Yankees, and everybody else with a bigger checkbook than you.
Yeah, I'd still say pay him and find a way to make it happen. That's the business side of it. If I'm from the fan side of it, if I'm being completely honest, I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I would want him to go to an organization that's going to get him a ring. And it's very evident that Artie Moreno ain't going to get him a ring. He's not going to build a team around him. Maybe it's resources, or maybe it's just flat out like an inability to do it, or an unwillingness to open up your checkbook and sign pitchers and sign, and get some relief pitching and get some closers. I don't see that being the case. All these years that Artie's had the team, he hasn't done it. So why now? Why would he do it now? So the fan in me, just the baseball fan in me, says, let this guy, if you love him, let them go.
Oh, my God.
Let him go to a team where he's going to actually compete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And think about some of the most historic games that we've seen with some of the best players that we've seen. Do you think that he deserves to be in those games? He deserves to be in a bottom of the ninth kind of thing where he's.
Do you think that's what he's thinking? Like, I deserve.
I don't know, man. I don't have a good read on him personality-wise. He could be super, just a super sweet guy and really doesn't like to ruffle feathers. Yeah. Or he can be a huge dick and just is looking out for himself. I have no idea, man. It's hard to get a feel from. I don't even know what it is. I mean, you see his like post game interviews and stuff, it's hard to get a gauge off of like, you know what I mean? Because he's got his interpreter there, and you're just kind of like, man, I want to know if he's like funny or if he's like, you know, if he's kind of an asshole or something. Couldn't tell you. Don't know.
I think he wants to win.
Yeah,
and I think like the little bit that I've read is that like him wanting to win is going to be the number one.
That's
like,
his motivation.
Is like,
well, that and weather. Then sunny weather.
But like, it's not going to be, oh yes, I really do like the Angels, or I really like this or that. Like, no, dude, he
wants to win.
win.
Good for him, man. And it shows. Like, I mean, he wouldn't be at that level, and he wouldn't be the kind of prolific player that he is if he didn't have that competitiveness in, you know what I'm?
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, it's going to be interesting, and we might have just a few more weeks here with Shohei Ohtani. I mean, we'll enjoy it. We'll try and squeeze in a few more games and take it in, and then say sayonara.
No pun intended.
But
here's what we are going to do.
Yeah,
we're going to make some phone calls.
Yeah.
So we're going to throw some headphones on. We're going to put a couple phone calls out to some Angel fans.
Yeah, we're gonna test it out, see what other people think. We got a couple fans that are gonna call in and see what just what they think. Get a feel for, you know, because you just got us two yahoos talking about you know what we think about it. But let's get the gauge of the audience of the fans, see what they think.
That's right.
All right, here we go. We're gonna take a first call. We'll slap on our headphones and. All right, we got our first caller here. We have our Angels fan. He is a local in Orange, and we're getting your opinion on the Shohei Ohtani trade or not trade that's coming up. And Nick Mays.
Oh, he's got to go.
Oh, okay. You are Artie Moreno. You own the Angels right now. Are you getting rid of him, or what are you doing?
Well, considering he's on a one-year deal, I think he's got a 1 year to $30 million contract.
Yeah.
I mean, he's losing value for the club every game he plays until he's traded because they're not going to keep him around next year. He's going to hit the road as a free agent. You got to cash out while we got to strike while the iron's hot.
So you're looking at it from the business aspect of it and trying to get as much.
If you look at it from Shohei's point of view, I mean, how many times can you walk in the dugout? Look at Mike Trout, who's like 11-time All-Star, going, you're going to get washed up here and have nothing to show for it, who's arguably one of the greatest ball players in our generation.
No, that's a fair point. And to that point, Shohei Ohtani is going to be in that same boat. Both of them are just going to be looking at each other.
I mean, Shohei's already there, right?
Yeah. It's, I think that's what, I was just talking to Joe about just a minute ago, which was as a baseball fan, you feel for these guys. Like, it's hard seeing such talent just waste away. In your opinion, if you were going to go somewhere and thrive and flourish and compete for a world championship, where's he going?
Well, I mean, you gotta look at all the top major markets in the country first and foremost. I mean, Dodgers are always a threat. They're always in the hunt. They're relevant from beginning of the season to all the way to October.
Yeah,
it's right up the freeway here. So I mean, that's obviously a safe bet. But I mean, anyone that's willing to pull out a checkbook and throw bananas money at the guy is going to be doing so.
Yeah, Joe brought up a good point about weather, that he's looking for a sunny place to hang his cleats and stay long term.
He did say in an interview he likes the weather. He kind of getting used to that California, especially Southern California. And I can't see him going East Coast. But again, if someone were to give the guy $500 million, I think another interesting element to it too, I was just thinking about earlier, is that you have the Japanese heritage that's kind of important to him. I mean, with Ichiro in Seattle, who was paved the ways for Japanese ball players.
Yeah.
And then Hideki Matsui in New York. I mean, these are two guys that he's idolized as a kid.
Yeah.
That I think he would love to go be a part of those organizations to follow that trail.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Didn't even think about that.
Did not think of that. But I think maybe though. But he's he potentially can be better than any Japanese player that's ever been, played in the majors. So he could be that new trendsetter.
Yeah, true.
End up with whoever he ends up with, and now that guy, now he's he's the man.
Right. Well, being the dual threat player, I mean, it's unheard of. I mean, this guy is literally paving new roads that are remarkable, right? I mean,
he's in a class of his own.
Right. And, another thing, too, is, like, he had, Tommy John a couple years back. I mean, that has a shelf life.
Yeah.
This guy's got to go. And he's getting ridden hard and put away wet in Anaheim because they're getting their tails beat. I mean, they're a mediocre ball club.
Yeah.
They're the bottom half or at the bottom of their division religiously. Their pitching staff falls apart religiously.
Yeah. So
it's like he's got to move on.
What would you take from him? What are you looking to get?
Well, the same thing we're looking for every year, right? We need a pitching staff.
Yeah. A closer, a relief, ace, you name it. You need it.
Yeah. And then you have to replace his 100 RBIs that he's going to put up this year.
Yeah.
I know he's got over 30 home runs right now.
Right. So it's like, I mean, you can't replace him. You need a goddamn committee to replace that guy.
Yeah.
So then that speaks to, or there's the question, why not keep him? Why not pay him? Why not keep this prolific player? And I know that, let's get away from the baseball side of it and the purist side of it and the part of it where we're, thinking about how we want to let this player go out and win a championship. What about just the business aspect of it? Keeping him here, keeping fans in seats, and keeping eyes on the screen when he's playing. What about that aspect?
Well, I mean, if you can afford it, I think you absolutely keep him. I mean, there's no reason to let him walk away, with the exception that he's got to want to stay. And with the 1-year deal that he signed, makes you wonder how bad does he want to stay?
Yeah.
And two, how far can that money go elsewhere to stabilize the outfit as a whole? I mean, even the farm club system is going to benefit on a big trade like that. Yeah. So it's wanting him is not the issue. I think everyone wants him to stay. It's a matter of, can we put all the eggs in that basket and still have a good enough ball club to be competitive and try to win a divisional championship, much less a World Series.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna throw this out though. I think he is peaking now. Okay.
Really?
I think he is peaking now. Okay. He's been with the Angels for what? I think he's on year 4 or 5.
I think it's 5.
Yeah, he's on year 4 or 5. I think he is peaking now.
Well, keep in mind, I think he's on year 5. One of those years was a COVID season. The other year, he was injured with the elbow, right? So, in theory, this is like his 3rd complete baseball season in the league.
Well, I'm just saying, he's starting to – I know he's striking dudes out and all that stuff. But when they play the really good teams, he's giving up hits, right? It's not like he's right? He strikes out a shit ton.
Sure, yeah.
Right? I know he hits dingers, and I get it. All I'm saying is trade him now.
Yeah.
Get what you can, and you just thank you for your service.
Yeah.
We did what we can.
Yeah.
I think it's only downhill from here. It's that Trout, Trout was great first couple of years, and then now it's been a downhill slope. I think in 2 years, the downhill slope is starting.
Well, and that's the thing, too. I mean, the way they've been injury-prone as a complete team, the coaching staff issues, we went from having Mike Scioscia for 20 years, and now it's like every 3 seasons we got a new staff in town.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem that the outfit's stable. It doesn't seem it's built for longevity. It doesn't seem like they're making big moves to create that stability. So it doesn't check all the boxes to make sense to throw the kitchen sink at the guy to keep him in town when you can trade him for ungodly amounts.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a good point. It's a good take. And that is coming from an Orange County native, Nick Mays. Dude, thank you so much for calling in. We'll reach back out to you when we got some more questions on
when we flip back to football.
We'll get peel back some layers. Yeah, we need some answers on the O-line. We'll I'll give you a call.
Right on. You guys have a good night. Take care.
All right, man. Brother. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Later. I mean, it's a fair point. It's a lot of interesting angles. I mean, some things that we didn't really think about or put into perspective. And
I like Nick's point about the longevity of how the stability, right? Scioscia Then they went and hired Madden.
Yeah.
And then weirdly enough, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
And then Phil Nevin stepped in and
Dude,
yeah,
and then
that's a good point.
for the Japanese baseball players that have carved their path in different markets, that's an interesting part of it that I didn't think about. All right, so where's he going to go? Is he going to go to Seattle to go and carry on that legacy out there? Does he stay? I mean, does he stay in like LA has their legacy. LA has players. The Dodgers
do, yeah.
has their legacy
that's a
players.
rich history.
It is rich, yeah. It's so. Do you? I mean, Angels have some players, but it's not.
It's not a deep rooted history. Here's something that I think goes untalked about. There's something to say for National League teams.
Yeah.
I think overall they are tougher.
Oh yeah.
Than American League teams.
I can't even put my finger on why that is, but I agree with you
there is
wholeheartedly.
something to that.
Yeah.
Like the Dodgers are like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
right.
You look at them and just the unis,
and
dude, just automatically you're like, those guys will fight you.
Yeah.
Right? You look at the Angels and it's like,
oh yeah, dude, we're soft out here, man.
yes, dude. It's just kind of like
the stadium's like real, like kind
nice.
of like, well, it's like kind of like an amusement park with the waterfall. You know, it's like it doesn't have, it doesn't have
a little bit
the
of
grit.
Yeah, grit.
The
Exactly. Grit. Exactly.
Well,
perfect.
dude, and I think it was, dude, I used to love when the Angels would play an NL team, and it was back when there was still, pitchers had to hit.
Yeah.
And you'd see Jared Weaver out there, dude, like all 6'20" of him, just like with a little freaking toothpick, taking swings.
Yeah.
Oh, so comical.
Yeah.
So comical. And when he would make contact too, it was just like the funniest thing.
Yeah.
But maybe that's kind of, that's a little spillover from what it was before, where pitchers had to hit. You had to you had to get out there, put on your.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just, and I don't know if it's a lack of toughness or what.
Yeah.
But Nick brought up a good point. Everyone seems to get hurt every year. Like, I don't know what's up with their strength. Like, Angels, reach out to me. I will be your strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah.
And we'll
try to put them all on creatine.
Yeah, we'll try to not get hurt or something. But dude, just the weird injuries.
Are the Angels snake bitten? Are the Angels is the Angels
my
organization?
God, you just brought that up.
A snake bitten team? I've never thought of them like that, but I feel like they are.
So last divisional championship was what, 2014? Something like that. It's somewhere in that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That range.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Well, we're gonna have to reach back in the, the history books and see.
And the World Series was what, 2002?
2002, yeah.
Oh, man. Wow, dude, are they snake bitten?
They might be snake bitten. Well, that's a question. Yeah,
well,
let
Shohei.
Get out while you can, man.
Go get paid, bro. Get out of here.
Oh, man. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back after these messages. This episode is brought to you by Cigar Spots of Orange. Cigar Spots is located in the Circle of Orange.
They have all the top brands of cigars and accessories, including my favorite, the Tatuaje Black Label. What are you going with?
That's a good cigar. I'm going with the Padron 1964. That's a hard cigar to come by. All you cigar lovers know how hard it is to get that cigar. But they also do home delivery. You can actually place the order online and have it delivered to your home if you live within the Orange County area. Or you can go and pick it up in store. You can order online, go to the store and pick it up. I did that recently when we were going out to dinner, needed to get a cigar on the way out, picked it up in store, and I was off.
When you were online, did you enter a promo code by chance?
Oh, yeah. Put in that promo code Tony Joe, got myself 20% off there. So visit cigarspots.com, and like Joe said, enter that promo code Tony Joe to get yourself that 20% discount. All right, we are back, and we got a new game this week. Why don't you set it up for us?
That's right. We're going to play the impossible quiz where we are going to try to stump each other.
All right.
You looked up questions. I looked up questions. We think they're all factual things that we found on the internet.
Yeah, just as a disclaimer, we haven't fact-checked any of these or Googled them, but we'll look them up after, and if they're wrong, we'll put a note somewhere.
We're pretty positive that they're all correct. So we're trying to stump each other. and we want you guys to play along at home.
Yeah,
So,
and it's from the internet. The internet doesn't lie. It's all facts on the internet.
for sure.
All right, you want to start or you want me to
I
start?
would love to start.
All right.
All right. This is 5 times hotter than the sun.
Oh, 5 times hotter than the sun. That is a dwarf. Oh, no. That's like a dun star.
Wrong. It's lightning.
Oh, wow.
Lightning,
Really?
A bolt of lightning. I read somewhere the focal point of it, the explosion part.
5 times?
5 times hotter.
That seems impossible. Whoa. All right.
Yeah.
Well, because people get hit by lightning and they, like, survive.
Did I ever tell you the story about the dude at NAU who got struck by lightning?
No.
He survived, so I can laugh.
Okay.
But he was walking, and the lightning hit him, and it blew his shoes off. Yeah, and his clothes were all burnt, but he like got blasted up, and his shoes shot off.
Why is that the thing? Like, if you get hit, like, who isn't tying their shoes on tight? I feel like if I got hit, my shoes would stay on pretty, not that I like, tie them up super,
I don't know,
tight, but geez.
Blew those puppies right off.
I got needs to learn how to double knot. All right. What's the world's largest ocean?
I believe the Atlantic is the biggest.
No, it's the Pacific. According to the internet and this search that I did.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, you got a 1 in however many.
Yeah, I almost had it. A group of frogs is called what?
A gaggle.
An army.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, which came before? Was it like who named what after? I mean, I would imagine army came before the frogs, right?
I don't know.
Wow, that's interesting. All
Yeah.
right, army of frogs. Let's go with what is the only bird that can fly backward?
That would be a hummingbird.
That is correct. Yeah.
All right,
How many
all
points do you get? What's this? What do we keep in score?
I don't know. I got one.
All right, you got one. I got to get a pen. All right.
All right, here we go. Humans share 50% of their DNA with what fruit?
A tomato.
Close. Banana.
Oh, dang it. All right.
Banana.
That was close. All right. What is the only planet in our solar system that rotates clockwise?
I'm just going to say Jupiter.
Venus. Yeah,
Old Venus. Her and Serena. All right, here we go. This condiment was once sold as medicine in the 1830s.
Oh, that would be... I feel like I know this.
Come on. There couldn't have been that many condiments in 1830.
Salt?
Ketchup.
Oh, that was like right. I was going to say that one too.
Wow, we're crushing it. Here we
All
go.
right. Which animal can lift objects up to 50 times its own body weight?
An ant.
That's correct.
Yes.
I'm giving you like layups. These are
Yeah,
like
you kinda
pretty
are.
easy. All
Put
right.
them on a tee. Okay, here you go. You should get this one.
All right.
This childhood game of team strength was once an Olympic event from the 1900 to 1920s.
I would say tug of war.
That is correct.
All right. I'm on the board. All right. I'm going to skip that one. Let's go to... I'm going to skip the easy ones. Oh, here's a pretty hard one. You're not going to get this one.
Okay.
I can almost promise you. What is the longest word in the English language? And it's referring to a lung disease.
I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue.
All right.
Pulmonary. No. Pulmonary is heart. No. Pulmonary is lungs. Right?
Yeah, you're on the right track. Dude, you're not gonna get this.
Okay.
Like you could try and guess and put pieces together, but you'll never get
Dr.
this.
Ted it up right now.
Yeah, you ready?
Okay, what do you got?
The pneumo no ultra microscopics illicovolanoconiosis. Let me try that one more time. The pneumo ultra microscopic illicovolanoconiosis.
Where was that one? We were trying to stump Dr. Tej.
Oh, dude, I know. We should have got that one.
Yeah.
And that might be wrong. I don't know. We got to. This one I should definitely fact check before I put it out.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh. I could ask this. Okay, I'm going to ask it the easier way.
Okay.
A nurdle is a what?
A nurdle?
A nurdle.
It's a point in a game.
The blob that you put of toothpaste on your toothbrush.
That's called
that
a
blob
nurdle?
is called a nurdle.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I got one kind of similar to that.
Okay.
What is the dot over the letter I called?
That has a name?
It's a name.
I don't know.
Evidently, it's called a tittle.
A tittle, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Or I don't know
Or
how
title?
it's Tittle, so I would imagine
okay.
tittle.
Okay. All right. Every human does this, and it averages only 6 seconds.
6 seconds. Sneeze? Cough? Yawn.
Yawning.
Ooh, yawn.
Very good. Yawning.
All right. How many thoughts does the average person have per day? Ballpark. I'll give you, if you hit somewhere in the middle of these two, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
And I think you're up by 2 or something like that. 1.
Average number of thoughts would probably be 3,500.
50,000 to 70,000.
Oh my gosh, I was way off.
I don't even know how you calculate like a thought.
Yeah, how would you?
How do you quantify a thought? Like, how do you
and
break it down?
Yeah, how do you even study or survey that?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Okay, here we go. An aglet is a what?
Ooh, that is this thing on your
Oh my God.
on your
How did
shoelace.
you know that? How did you know
I
that?
don't know. I just retained that information from somewhere.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
aglet.
I should have asked it the other way. Like, what is the plastic or metal piece?
See,
at the
I
end
could
of your
have. That would have been
shoelace?
more that would have been more impressive.
It would have been.
It would have been.
Yeah, dude, an aglet right
Yeah,
there.
aglet,
The
yeah.
end or aglet. Sorry,
Yeah.
am I saying it wrong?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but that's the end of your shoelace.
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, how many hairs does the average person have on their scalp?
How many hairs they got?
I'll give you like a 10% plus or minus, and I'll give it to you. Right? Yeah.
10%.
Like if the discrepancy is 10% over or under,
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you the win.
I would say probably 600,000.
100,000. Oh. Yeah, it's not going to win it.
No.
No.
Okay, here we go. Which king in a deck of cards does not have a mustache?
Which king in the deck of cards doesn't have
You
a mustache?
You got 1 in 4 shot.
Oh, dude. All right. Well, let's think about this logically. Hart. Well, actually, maybe Hart would be the one because he's got he's like a lover or something. Oh no, maybe
He's
that
got-
would be.
he's got game.
Well, I was gonna say now he's like a Rico Suave. He's got the heart.
Okay.
Diamond's got money, so money, power, mustache.
Right.
Spade. He's a warrior, so he's got the spade. I'm gonna go. Club is the one that only the one that kind of makes sense that he doesn't.
You should have gone with your first instinct.
Heart.
The lover.
Damn.
No stash.
Yeah.
The king of hearts.
King of Hearts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I keep going. I got a ton.
Oh, let's go. I got a handful more. Let's go.
All right. Let's go.
Give me some tough ones.
All right.
Really embarrassed I missed the Pacific Ocean one. By the way.
Yeah, that set the tone.
Yeah, that was not good. We should edit that one out.
I'll edit it out. All right. What is the largest species? All right, I'm trying that again. What is the largest species of penguin in terms of height?
Oh, it's the aren't they called the emperor penguin?
That's right.
Is that right?
Yeah, emperor penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take the kids to the zoo. Yeah. Read the signs. All right, here we go. Doing this outdoor activity increases a man's testosterone by 48%.
Oh. Chopping wood.
That is correct.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
How'd you know
nice.
that?
I don't know. I would imagine because that's like a pretty manly thing to do.
Yeah.
All right. What is the oldest known recipe dating back to around 1800 BC?
It can't be for beer.
It's a beer recipe from
No.
ancient Sumeria. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was going to go beer or soup
That would have
or
been
some
a
type of
pretty
stew
good
or
one.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, but I mean, do you really need a recipe for soup? You just can put some stuff in a pot and let it boil.
I don't know how smart people were back then. All right, here we go. This is the number one frequent item that is kept in the house junk drawer.
The number one item kept in the junk drawer.
Every house has one.
I
You can probably walk into someone's kitchen and know where their drawer is.
Right. Well, I'm trying to think of my junk drawer and it's like what I have in there. Okay, there's some common items like a lighter, a pen, a pencil.
Okay.
Battery might be like, I don't think there's enough batteries like that, like, because I'm always trying to find them. You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that. Batteries are elusive.
They are elusive, yeah.
Those suckers go missing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and forget if you need a double A compared to a triple A. It's like, come on. They need like an extender. You need an extender on like a battery so that you can just kind of like, if you have a triple A and you need like a double A, if it's a double A, just put a little extender on there that you can just fit inside of it. You know what I mean?
Now someone's gonna
someone's
gonna invent that.
Trademark, copyright.
Yeah.
Copyright, real in the field. It's gotta be a pen or pencil. Tape.
Rubber bands.
Oh no,
Rubber
that is
bands.
outdated. Nobody uses rubber bands anymore. What do we use rubber bands for? Keeping like clothes on a like lobster?
I don't know. I'm just telling you.
No,
rubber
dude.
bands.
I will challenge that one. I'm going to use my one challenge on that.
All right.
What is the longest recorded flight of a paper airplane in time?
Oh, in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see a paper airplane probably going for like 2.5 minutes, maybe.
27 seconds. 27.9 seconds.
I was giving it way too
Oh
much
yeah,
credit.
that was way too. We're in a warehouse. There's like a certain distance, you know, because you have to
Yeah.
kind of keep it indoors. So
Well, I don't know. I was thinking like outside, someone on top of a,
yeah, I could
and
see
they
that.
just caught
yeah.
the wind or something. But
In like a stadium or something. Yeah.
all right, here we go. Which weekday morning is the most productive?
Most productive.
Weekday morning.
Well, I would say, all right, Monday is like your first day back, so you're probably kind of like dragging ass from the weekend. Tuesday makes sense because you just got to get all your shit done before the weekend comes. It's not Friday. Friday's like checked out, not doing anything because Saturday's around the corner. Thursday is just too close to Friday to make it make sense to do some work. Ooh, actually Wednesday, I can see there being you know what? I'll say Wednesday, you need to get all the stuff that you have to get done before the weekend. So Wednesday morning, final answer.
It's Monday.
Oh, shit.
That was a great explanation, though. I wasn't going to stop you. You were rolling. Yeah. Monday morning, they say, is the
Monday
most
morning.
productive. Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense, yeah. I shouldn't have. I overthought it, is
You
what I
did.
did. I
You did.
overthought
You
it.
did.
I was just imagining being like hungover or something, like watching football on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you know, if I'll just do this Tuesday. All right. So, how much time does the average person spend waiting in lines in their lifetime?
Are we talking like months, years?
I'll give you that. It's months.
I'm going to go with, if they're a big Disneyland person, I'm going to say 8 months.
6 months.
Dang.
Close, though. Close. Yeah.
Okay. What is the most common female dog name?
Common female dog name.
Do you need a hint?
No, I want to go pure. I will go with Roxy.
Bella.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. A lot of Bellas out there.
This is an easy one. This is a layup.
Okay.
Just get you on the board again. What is the largest organ in the human body?
That'd be the skin.
That is correct.
All right. I don't know if I believe this one,
All right.
but I found it, so here we go. 20% of people identify this spot as their preferred location to hide money. I'll be more
all right.
specific, to
Well,
hide cash.
I feel like historically, or just like everybody said, or kind of like a cliche to hide it under the bed, but that is kind of like too obvious in the backyard.
Shoes. In their shoes.
What?
Like I said, I'm not sure if I believe this one, but in their shoes, that's what it said.
That is well.
That's what
Okay,
it
I
said.
guess if you're like traveling and you need to stash some cash somewhere, well, I guess that makes sense. All right, what is the most abundant gas in the Earth's atmosphere?
Isn't it nitrogen?
It is nitrogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving you some layups. I'm giving you some you just got to reach back into the memory bank and just
A little
pull
bit,
it out. Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah,
All right. I got 2 more.
yeah. Shoe? You're giving me shoe? Out of all the, all right.
I'm just saying. All right. I'm not trying to make this a guys versus girls thing.
Yeah.
Majority of men can do this, but only 10% of women can do this.
It's got to be P standing up, right? It's too obvious. Too on the nose.
No.
All right. Is it a riddle?
No?
It's just
My
straight
next
up.
one's a riddle. This one's real.
Whistle? No.
Whistle.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it says. Whistle.
Can your wife whistle?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife can either.
I don't know if I've ever heard a girl whistle before, actually, now that you think about it.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah. I feel like we had to have heard.
Maybe. Maybe we heard the 10%. All right. What else you got?
All right. We got to fact check this one. But what is the national animal of Scotland?
Oh, I know it. It's the unicorn.
How do you know that?
I don't know how I know it, but I know that.
Well, that's what this Google search says, but
Yes, unicorn.
dude, how and why?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know how I know that, but I know that.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Cheetah, my boys.
All right. You got to think about this one now. You ready?
All right.
What word begins with an E and finishes with an E, but only has one letter inside?
Starts with the E, ends with the E, and has one letter inside.
Yeah.
Eve.
Envelope.
Oh, stupid. That's dumb.
No, I told you the last one was a riddle. That's all I got.
All right, what other riddle you got? You got some riddles?
No, that was it. That was the.
All right, I got a riddle.
Okay.
All right, if a sundial has the least amount of moving parts in a clock, right? How many
Okay.
parts are in a sundial? This is one. You have a sundial, it has a thing, and it uses the shadow to cast to tell the time.
Okay.
What has the most amount of moving parts?
A stopwatch? I don't know.
An hourglass. Because the sand particles that are in there.
Oh my god.
It's not a bad riddle.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a bad one.
Nah, that's fine.
It's more of a like kind of get you to think a little bit.
Yeah.
Critical thinking.
That's all right.
Well, you got something else?
Let me think. Well, everyone knows the cowboy who rode into town on Friday.
I don't think I know that.
You don't know that one?
No.
There's a cowboy that rode into town on Friday.
Wait, did he go to jail for a blue collar crime and then get?
No. Dude, this one's so old. I can't believe you've never heard this one.
Okay.
There was a cowboy who rode into town on Friday.
Okay.
He left 3 days later again on Friday. How did he do it?
He was riding the horse named Friday.
There you go.
Oh, all right. That wasn't all that great.
Yeah, but that's like an oldie but a goodie.
Oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, that was that segment.
We'll see what we keep.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, we're going to take one more break, and we'll be back after this.
This episode is brought to you by Palm Market. Palm Market was established in 1925. Located on Palm Avenue near the Circle of Orange, the new owners, Tim and Moose, are now the owners of the oldest establishment in the city of Orange.
Yeah, they've got some great sandwiches there. When I go, I usually get the kubini, which has braised pork, boar's head ham, mustard, pickles, Swiss cheese, all on a telera bread. This thing is lights out.
Very nice. I usually go with the Plaza. Add a little extra mayo, avocado, and bacon for me. But I did see Tim making a pulled pork sandwich that looked very good the other day.
Some good stuff.
And when I take my kids, we usually take some quarters, hit the gumball machine. If you get yourself an orange gumball, win yourself a free sandwich.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But they don't just do sandwiches there. They've got a wide selection of beer and wine. And if you go, tell them that Real and Field sent you, get yourself a 10% discount at anything at the deli. So visit Palm Market. Visit their website at palmmkt.com and check out all the sandwiches that they have there. All right, and we are back. All right, I want to get into something. It's real estate adjacent. It's Airbnb. So we live here in the city of Orange. City of Orange has an ordinance. You can't do short-term rentals like an Airbnb. I mean, you can, but it has to be for a certain amount of time. I think it's something like 60 days. But Airbnb has been on for some time now, and you've seen the change. You've seen what it does to like a community when you have Airbnbs that are, in like some of these touristy cities. Now, Orange decided they were going to just do away with that, and they didn't want any of that in their city, but it's every city has their own ordinance, or they don't, and they allow it.
Right.
City like in Palm Springs issues permits to property owners to allow them to do short-term rentals, and if the permits have been allocated, that's it. You don't get any more.
Okay.
So it's an interesting. It's interesting what Airbnb has done to some communities.
Okay, how many times have you stayed at an Airbnb?
Oh, dozens. I've traveled like overseas. I've gone like to Europe and stayed in Airbnbs in Europe.
Yeah, but don't they call them something different overseas?
I don't think so. Well, not when I went there.
What are the places called that are like?
Are you talking about hostels?
Yeah. Okay, so a hostel. How's a hostel different than an Airbnb?
So, well, that was the thing is like a Airbnb was kind of meant to take the place of places like the hostel. So a hostel is just like a big room where if you just need somewhere to crash for the night, you're traveling, you're going from like, country to country, and you just need to just stay somewhere for the night and kind of put your, lay your head down. That's what a hostel was. Very cheap, very inexpensive way to just have some lodging for the night. Airbnb, it took the commercial side of it, and it kind of gave it back to property owners. So let's say you own a house, you have extra rooms that are just kind of sitting there and you're not really doing anything with them. Well, why not just rent it to somebody who like a hostel? somebody who needs some lodging for the night and just needs somewhere to rest their head, hey, come over here. I'll rent you out a room. Or I have a whole house that I don't use. I'll rent the house out to you.
Yeah, that's what I've more like acquainted with.
Yeah.
Is the like a house.
Yeah.
Right. Whether it's be by the beach.
Right.
Like you can rent out like a beach house.
Yeah.
But like kind of that same idea, I guess. Or traveling somewhere. But my question, has it affected hotel business?
So I would imagine it has. I mean, some of the studies that I've looked at, it's tapped into that because for a long time you had a limited amount of options to stay somewhere.
Yeah.
That affected price. I mean, it's a simple kind of supply and demand. If you have less rooms available in these hotels, well, the prices are just going to go up, supply and demand. Now with an influx of all of these Airbnbs that are coming on the market, that affects price. You have so much more out there. If the what's available is so high and that it goes above what the demand is, well, then now you have to start cutting back prices.
Is it affecting neighborhoods though?
That's the big thing, and that's the issue. And I think some of the places that you see Airbnbs that are, that's where there's a lot of Airbnbs, places like by the beach, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Vacation spots. I would imagine if I lived in those areas, like let's just say here, we have Newport Beach, Huntington Beach nearby. If you are a resident of Huntington Beach or Newport Beach and you have a just constant turnover of people who are coming in, renting out the place next door, treating it like however they're going to treat it because it's a rental.
Yeah.
I mean, you've rented a car before, I'm sure. Do you treat that car like you treat your own?
I mean, I don't like purposely like trash it or anything, but like, I don't know, you kind of take care of it. But yes, there is a different level of concern.
Yeah.
So yes, I can see that of like you're staying in a house for a couple days.
Yeah. You're not as conscious of like your neighbors, let's say, just from that perspective.
Parking,
right.
Noise, neighbors, the different types of people that would be coming in.
Well,
that's the part that would be
a little sketch.
Yeah.
And then think about this, like if you're going to rent an Airbnb for a weekend, it's more than likely to celebrate something. You're going away, you're going on vacation, you're going to party, you're going to like have some fun. It's not like you're just going to go rent an Airbnb and go read a book over the weekend. Like you're going to go out there to have some fun. So you'll make some noise, and there isn't that kind of conscious, you're not conscious of the neighbors that are around you. Yeah. So you do hear a lot of like pushback, or you hear a lot of like complaints from those people who live in the communities who have to deal with that. The flip side of that, there's a demand for housing in these areas, and there is a need for this housing. And if like you, let's say, are a property owner, you have a 3-bedroom house and you only use one of them, why shouldn't you be able to rent out the other two and just, make some money off of the property that you have?
The stuff that I see a lot of is that someone has a property and maybe they don't use it for a couple weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
Because they're off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And so then they rent it out, Airbnb it up, and then they're making dough off of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it's
can't knock them for that.
No, not at all. And that's kind of the flip side of it. And you understand both perspectives.
Yeah.
You understand the perspective where one of the neighbors has to deal with this ongoing issue of, the constant flow of people coming in, coming out, making noise. And maybe you get some people that come in that are nice and respectful, but then the group after is going to be disrespectful and loud and just, cause a ruckus. And it's one of the issues that you have to kind of think about.
Okay, let's put you in it.
Yeah.
Your neighbor on your right side, it's an Airbnb.
Yeah.
He rents it out every weekend.
Oh man, I would get sick of it. I mean, especially because the people who are going to be coming in renting that house they're doing it to have fun. party.
Like you said, yeah.
If there's a pool back there, oh, forget it. They're out there like back there blaring music all day.
Yeah.
I can't enjoy, I can't enjoy my backyard while everyone's out there going crazy.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if that's an every weekend thing,
Well, okay, then like what, I don't want to use the word rights, but like what argument do you have just by being the neighbor?
so there isn't a lot, because there is like a bundle of rights that a property owner has, and that's where it's such a, I get both sides, because if I'm a property owner, I should be able to do what I want to do with my property. If I want to rent it out,
For sure.
I should be able to do that.
You
If I want to,
you spend a butt ton of money on
yeah,
it, you should, yeah.
If I want to let somebody stay there for free, like I should be able to do that. That property line, everything within this line is mine, and I should be able to dictate what I do with it, including rent it out to whoever I want to rent it out
Yeah.
to. So it's a interesting conversation. It's an interesting topic. There's a lot of other things that kind of play into that, into the discussion as well, which is what it does to property values. Because let's say it is an area like Huntington or Newport or Big Bear, vacation spots. If there are a lot of people who are thinking, oh, hey, we can buy this property and rent it out, that starts to increase the property values in the area. Now, it might get to a point where you're going to price a lot of people who want to live in that area out of the market, right? Because you're going to come in and go, hey, I want to just use this as a rental place. I'm going to keep jacking up the prices, and now the property values are going up, and you've priced out people who just want to come in and enjoy this place in Huntington or Newport.
Yeah, but I
or
feel like
Big Bear.
like the stuff, or if that's going to happen, it's going to be in wealthy areas, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, but when you talk about places like Big Bear, I mean, it's not exactly wealthy. Just a couple of years ago, you can get like a nice 3-bedroom house for $500,000-$600,000. Now it's gotten to a point where there's a lot of investors that have gone in to buy properties, rent them out, in hopes to make money off the rental. And it's just, when you have so many people trying to like vying for that same property, it just increases the price of the property. And so for people who want to go out there and buy a house and live out in the mountains, well, now the prices are a lot higher because you're having to compete with investors that are coming in.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I know that my brothers, my nieces, when they travel for all their like club sports stuff, they're always Airbnb, because it's, hey, your family, my family, we're going, let's Airbnb it up. You guys get these 2 bedrooms, we got these 2, and we'll split the cost.
Dude, it is. I know. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because there are so many good things. It's a huge. When we went out and we were staying like at some hotel or some Airbnb rather out in Europe somewhere, and we needed to stay an extra day. Now, if we would have stayed at a hotel, we would have had to pay the resort fee, the hotel, the price itself, and who knows if it even would have been available, you know what I mean, if we could have kept that room. But because we were staying at an Airbnb, we just messaged the person that we booked the place with, which was, and their situation was this. It was a boyfriend, girlfriend. The girlfriend would stay at the boyfriend's house whenever she would have a booking. So she was renting this place out. She could just let people stay in there. She got, made up her rent or made some money off of it. But it benefited everybody because we didn't have to pay this crazy amount of money to stay in some hotel in downtown in some some area. Yeah. And in that situation where we needed one more extra day, she was like, "Oh, sure. I'll just stay at my boyfriend's house an extra day and you can, and you can stay there. Yeah. Just leave the money on the table," kind of thing. So I mean, this is such a positive thing to be able to do that. There's the unintended consequences of setting up something like this in place. Neighbors that are going to be affected.
Possible shady.
Yeah. Bringing in like this, shady people into your neighborhood. property value is just like kind of skyrocketing because it's in an area like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's, you shouldn't have to like live under the rules of what somebody else dictates what you can do with your property. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of both. Yeah.
That's good. I like it.
All right, that does it for this episode of Real in the Field. We'll be back with a new episode soon, so check back. And follow our Instagram. We've got a new Instagram page, at Real in the Field Pod. Follow us, and we'll follow you back. Check out some new content that we're coming out with, and we'll be chopping up our episodes and putting them out so you guys can just take these little morsels of fun and entertainment. All right, we'll be back next time with a new episode of Real in the Field.